All right, guys, we're live now. All right, guys, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and today I'm going to be bringing you, for your newbies, some tips and, and techniques you can use for your business to get started to make money today without, having any money, without having credit, anything like that. Okay, in wholesaling. Now, for some of you that don't know, what is wholesaling? What is real estate wholesaling? So let me explain that first. Real estate wholesaling is a strategy that you can apply if you have no money, if you have no credit, if you have no experience. You can learn all this stuff, okay? The experience part and the education part you can learn, but the money and the credit you don't need because it's a strategy where what you go and find motivated sellers, and I show you the strategies how to find these motivated sellers on my website at MrNoFluff.com. But you find motivated sellers, and then you just put the deal under contract, okay, which doesn't require any money. You just have to fill out a piece of paperwork, and then you turn around and sell that piece of paperwork to what's called an in cash buyer, someone that wants to rent the property out, someone that wants to do a fix and flip, someone that wants to buy the house as owner financing because they don't have good credit or whatever the story may be. So there's a lot of different exit strategies you can use. But simply put, wholesaling is where I would go find a motivated seller, do the marketing, do the footwork, and negotiate a deal, put it under contract instead of coming up with the cash, instead of doing the repairs, instead of getting a loan, instead of any of that stuff. I just sell my paperwork to someone that has a cash buyer or a retail buyer, depends on your exit strategy. And therefore, you don't have to have any money or any credit because you're not closing on the deal. The deal is not closing. All the stuff is happening at the title company. It's a little too complex to explain, but just know that a wholesaler is someone that goes finds the deals, put the footworks in, does the marketing, does the negotiation, and then they get paid handsomely by in cash buyer that's willing to buy the property at a deep discount, or because you've negotiated a owner financing where that end investor doesn't have to use their cash. They're just going to just take over the seller's payments. Okay. So as a wholesaler, you get paid, rewarded for adding value. It's kind of like if you went to, let's say Craigslist and you bought a product X and then you bought it at a deep discount and you turn around and sell it right on Craigslist again for to a retail buyer. Okay. Because you had good marketing, good negotiation, etc. Okay. So that's what wholesaling is. Now, for the newbies that are starting into real estate investing, if you go to all these seminars, if you go to REI clubs, which is real estate investing clubs, if you buy the books, buy you know, the coaches and stuff, what they're going to do is they're going to just flood you with information, which is like education, education, education. So you're going to learn a whole lot of stuff. But the problem is that true learning doesn't happen with accumulation of education. True learning happens through practice, through the action part, and that part is missing. Okay, so my very first advice to anyone, this is not financial advice or anything like that, but if if I was talking to my own self, I would say, hey, the very first thing you have to do is take action because too much education will stop you from taking action because now you know all the what ifs, what if this happens, what if this happens, more worries, more thinking. So the very first thing is you have to take action whatever you learn. Okay. The second aspect is that people need to understand that real estate investing is a very complex business. So it's not simple because there's a lot of moving parts. Now, people make it look like it's real simple, but it's not. Okay. And the reason is because Rich Dad kind of explains it in his cash flow quadrant. You have the E, S, V, I. And if you want to go from having an E, being an employee, going all the way to the I and skip the other quadrants, then you have to put a lot of footwork in. Okay. Now there's systems that you could download and get education like what I provide and other people provide that helps you speed the process. But the very first thing that needs to happen is action. Okay. Now real estate investing is really hard, but I simplify it down, and there's three things you need to know. Okay. The very first thing is that in real estate, the very most important part is if you're a newbie, if you're new, you're starting out. And what do I mean by newbie is someone that hasn't done a deal, or excuse me, or someone that has done maybe 3 deals. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's what I call a newbie, someone that has never done a deal or someone that has maybe done up to 3 deals. Okay, um, is that there's so many things you can learn. Okay, because the business is miles deep at every intersection. And what is the intersection? So let me explain it. I made the business very simple into 3 parts. The very first part is what I call lead generation. Okay, now in the lead generation, it goes down miles and miles deep. Okay, the second stepping stone is what I call it is the conversion. Now the conversion goes miles and miles and miles deep. Okay. The third stepping stone is called your exit strategy, and that goes miles and miles and miles deep. And if you're just starting out as a newbie investor, someone that has 1 to 3 deals, is you can get lost into the learning because they all go in every section. Those 3 sections that I just mentioned are very complex. They go miles and miles deep. Now, when you go to a seminar, when you go to Aria Clive, they'll tell you how many miles it goes deep and constantly want to teach you some stuff. But I want to get you results. I want you to get you a check. So because you can learn everything underneath the moon and the stars and not ever do a deal, right? I don't know if you agree with me. Do you agree with me? You can learn everything underneath the moon and the stars and never do a deal. That's why so many of us have college degrees and have jobs we hate, or we don't make enough money and we have to have 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or etc. So it's not about true just learning. There's more to it. And if you just spend all your time learning, then you're never doing deals. And that's you got to be smart about that. And what I've done is just narrow it down to 3 ideas. Lead generation. So what does that mean? You should not work on step number 2 or step number 3 if you haven't been generating leads. So again, you should not learn about conversion. Okay, you should now learn about exit strategy. Like when I buy a property, what should I do next? Should I rent it? Should I fix and flip it? Should I sandwich it, leave sandwiches? You shouldn't be worrying about that. Okay, you shouldn't be thinking about that stuff. Now you can think about it all you want, and there's millions of industries out here developed to sell you this stuff, right? You don't need to be thinking about that stuff. What you need to be doing is step number 1 is what is lead generation? I just need to get people to call me. If I can't find people to call me or message me to want to sell me their home at a deep discount, then it's game over, guys. It's like a video game. It's game over. There's no reason to learn about step 2 or step 3 because now you're wasting your time and energy. And trust me, I know I'm saying something that goes against the grain. Everyone wants to teach you how to fill out the contract, how to get a website, how to do this, 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 how to do this. And yes, you can buy the auction. Yes, you can do foreclosures. Yes, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. So many things you can do. But the question is, are those things that you do, are they going to give you a harvest? Are they going to give you a harvest? That's the most important thing. Not just because you can do. We can do millions of things on the moon and the stars, but is it going to give you the results you want? And if you want the results you want, the very first stepping stone is to generate leads. No leads, no business. I don't care if you're in a karate business, you're a real estate investor, you're a real estate agent, you own a construction business. It does not matter. Piece of business, no leads, no business. I don't know if you guys ever owned a business, but if you ever owned a business, you know this is very, very correct. No leads, no business. That means if people are not calling your business or submitting a lead, etc., you're not having business. So before you learn all the stuff, before you spend thousands of dollars, months and years studying and buying courses, you have to realize that that's the true of life. First, you have to have leads. Once you have leads, then you say, okay, this guy wants me to sell me his house. What should I do because he has a specific problem or symptoms? Then you can go learn about that specific thing. Now you don't have to go miles and miles deep in every direction. Like you're here, you go miles deep this way, this way, this way, this way. And then no wonder at the end of the day, you're just in circles and you don't go anywhere, right? Um, and that's what I'm trying to eliminate. So my solution is that I have a program specially made for newbies, anyone that wants to get free business. I show you how to find deals in your own backyard. Okay. We meet up for 2 hours on a live course through your computer, comfort of your home or office or Starbucks, whatever. And I show you step by step where to go find these. Step number 1, lead generation. Where to go find these sellers? Okay. What message should you give them? How should you reply back to them? And I'll give you all the content, and you just do it. Okay. To you generate leads. Okay. Because that's the most important part. If you start doing these things, okay, that doesn't cost any money, right, and you like it, then you can invest more time and energy. If you don't like it, then you could stop, because there's no reason to spend thousands of dollars to go to seminars or read all these books and never do a deal. The goal is to do a deal. When you do a deal, you learn, versus reading a bunch of stuff just makes you realize you have to go read a bunch of more other stuff because you don't know X, Y, and Z. And that's what the solution Flipping Wednesdays. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 Central Time, um, I partner up with you, that we meet, not that I partner up with you, but we meet one on one, and we work on finding a deal in your backyard, without me teaching. Okay, just showing you. Okay, this is what you do. This is what you do. Okay, and then on top of that, guys, you also get 4 weeks. Okay, of coaching. All right, in my mastermind. So we meet once a week in the mastermind. It's called the Abundance Club. If you want to go check it out, Google it, the Abundance Club, Mr. No Fluff, and then we meet once every Saturday for 1 hour, and you get to be part of that, and I'll answer your questions regarding any of these deals, or how to structure it, how to do X, how to do Y, whatever it is to help you. Okay, so you get the support. Okay, and on top of that, you do get the course. You also get the Owner Financing for Profits course, what teaches you how to do this whole business just like other people do. So other people just sell you a course and say adios amigos, um, um, and that doesn't. I've noticed that doesn't bring a lot of success, because people have so many questions. They don't know what to do. How should I do this? How should I do that? So that's why I realized that I have to take it to the next level, and I should create a practice area. And that every Saturdays is the practice area where you guys can come with your questions and we can interact, and to help you. Okay. And then also, you need hands-on training, and the hands-on training comes every Wednesday for 2 hours. Hands-on training, just like if you had bought a franchise, you pay without paying thousands of dollars, without paying any royalty fees, without any of that stuff. I help you go do deals. Now you got to put some work into it. Okay. What I show you does not require money for marketing. It's free marketing. What I show you will require sweat equity. That means that you have to do something. This is not like debt where you go and sign another piece of paperwork and they give you 10K or 5K or $500 or whatever the story may be. This is not debt. This is using your imagination. This is freedom. Freedom requires to do sweat equity. Debt, you just sign up for, and they give you the money. Okay. So this is not a debt. This is not something that's easy where they say, oh, send out 1,000, you know, yellow cards, and, $1 a pop, 1,000, there's 1,000 people on the list of foreclosure. That's $1,000 you're spending, and you have to at least hit them 2 to 3 times to get a response, and that's not $3,000 you're spending. Yeah, that's easy, right? They tell you go to this company, and you just put it, and they print it for you, and they mail it for you, right? And they tell you how easy it is. And if you really believe that kind of stuff, then you got to put the money up. But what I show you is how to do it without any money, just through sweat equity. And all you got to do is just show up, pay your enrollment fee, and take action. Not only do you get the hands-on training, Flipping Wednesdays, you also get the one four meetings at the mastermind, which is a 1 month, and then you also get the advanced course that I sell for thousands of dollars, guys, all included, and at flippingwednesdays.mrnofluff.com. So if you're a newbie, um, highly recommend getting into the course, because you got to stop just going from YouTube channel to YouTube channel and gathering information. There's so much information out there, and you gather for your whole life. But the question is, do you just want to gather information, or do you want to go do a deal? Okay. If you want to go do a deal, then, you got to roll up your sleeve, and I'm going to show you how to do it in your own backyard without spending a dollar, and show you exactly what to do. You're going to do the same thing. You're just going to copy and paste, just like if you had bought a franchise manual. I'll give you my manual and say, copy this, send this. It's pretty simple. Okay. You just got to get on the bike and pedal. If you want to read a whole lot and not take any action, then this is not for you. But if you want to go do a deal, and you're willing to put the sweat equity in, and you want to use the power of you, which is your brain, your creativity, and your sweat equity, versus, some credit score, some banker, please can I get the money, and, all the other stuff, then, if you want that stuff, then this is not it for you guys. All right. Thanks for watching. Hustle and bustle. Click the like, leave a comment. Let me know, what do you think about Flipping Wednesdays, and how can we help you. See you guys.